introduction to customer service excellence. Today we have with us Mr. Prashant Parekh. Mr. Prashant is the head of customer experience at National Property Trade, United Kingdom. Mr. Prashant is a multi-award winning customer experience, contact center, and customer service expert. He has delivered customer service excellence for large organizations like TUI, which is a FTSE 100 listed London Stock Exchange listed company. He has also worked with UK's most best car automaker, Nissan Motors, and he has also been an integral part of public sector for NHS and Transport for London. NHS is the best, one of the best healthcare services in the world. He has also won European Contact Center and Customer Service Awards for Best Contact Center and Best Complaint Management Awards. He has many more accomplishments on his role, and we will be seeing more and more accomplishments coming his way forward. And I hand over the session now to Mr. Prashant Parekh. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you, Preet. First of all, I am no sir. My name is Prashant. That applies to everyone. Number two, my biggest achievement is probably being part of BK family. So allow me to share that.
We are very proud to know that you are from BK, and it's been a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Thank you. So can everyone see my screen and slides?
Let me check.
I assume that's a yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Sir. Super. So let me start, as they say, with the start. Preet has kindly introduced me, so I will not go in that part of detail. But the overall, today, my idea is meet the presenter, which is already done by Preet. My story in terms of how did and where did I start, and then why customer service, in the sense, what is the importance of customer service? I mean, it's all trouble and headache, isn't it? Why should we take interest in that? And next being contact centers, customer service, customer experience. What is the difference? What basically it means? Coming to key components of customer service delivery, and how do we make sure that it is actually delivered on time, every time, first time correct? And then what it takes to be a successful manager in this sector. And make no mistakes, this is one of the largest employer in UK as well as in India. So some key messages and what it is to deliver great customer experience. Next being customer experience and small and medium sector enterprises, or simply put, Gujarati માણસને ધંધો કરવાનો હોય અને એને customer experience હું લેવા દેવા. Next being technological trends, what is upcoming, key takeaways and question and answers. Hopefully, I will finish in 1 hour. Hopefully, it will take a bit less than that, but feel free if if you have any questions to write it down, ask me at the end. And there we go. Preet has already introduced me, so I will not go in this, but let me start where it all started. In all of my childhood vacations, I was lucky enough, very lucky. મારા દાદા દાદીનો business હતો, tour and travel નો. એટલે every vacation I used to travel with them as an apprentice, as a freeloader, mafatiya, je koi. But that is where actually I learned some of the most interesting experiences and lessons of what it is customer service and what it is customer experience and what it takes to deliver it, and some of the best management examples. But in terms of the formal career journey, of course, Gangani Gangotri, yay! You all know this, BK School of Management. After LD, I did my MBA here and passed out and joined, Torrent Exports. I joined them as a management trainee to support exports that we were doing in CIS and Eastern Europe at that time. Little did I realize that I was learning the basic lessons of customer support. But me being me, restless, and I had that travel bug. At the first possible opportunity, I went to work for world's largest cashew company in Singapore in international trading. As my luck would have it, I was there less than a year. Company folded down due to cycle of the nature and came back and started working in Mumbai, Amchi, Mumbai, for a company called Famicare. At that time, world's largest maker of one of the female contraceptive product called Copper T. The trick was I joined them as an exports manager, and about 98% of our business was with just one customer, UNFPA, United Nations Family Planning Agency. So my job was more to diversify. And as part of that, my journey continued, took me to Egypt. We launched a private brand called Pregna for the private sector in exports market. To be fair, I was very lucky. The product was successful. And today that company has been renamed as Pregna International. But more importantly, by the time I came back, I got an offer from a British company to work in Nigeria, Lagos. Spent there 6 years in business development, buying and selling from different parts of the world. My work continued, went to UK to do my second MBA. And just as a part of pure accident that luck would have. So basically, I was doing my dissertation. I had almost finished my MBA, and I was looking for part-time work. Some of the consultants were very nice, very kind. They said, you know what, Prashant, you have a problem. You got very strong accent, so you're not good for call centers. But luckily, there was a software company which had a lot of backlog in IT complaints, and the consultant said, you know, your English is good, so I will send you there. Luckily, the person who was running that organization looked at my CV and said, you know, I will give you 3 months. You become my best performing agent, and I will let you set up proper dedicated customer service and tech support. And that's where I started in 2002. And then never looked back, made my career in customer service, customer experience, contact centers, and a combination of all. Part of the journey, of course, the bug has continued. Took me to Central Europe, spent there about 6 months for one of the European unicorn to set up customer experience framework for them in Czech Republic. Have I done well, good, bad, ugly? I don't know. But I have been lucky enough to take my teams to win in 2016 a regional contact center award for the Welsh Contact Center Award. In 2018 to win the national one for the best contact center. Also the international one in terms of the European level one. Lucky enough to be in Queen's Buckingham Palace, invited as a summer party, more or less, being at the President's Palace for a presidential house in India for a cup of tea. But again, Gangani Gangotri was still the same. Actually, in BK, me and my friend Sarvajit Mitra, we won All India Inter-University Debating Championship for Gujarat University at JNU in 1992. As far as I understand, before that, Gujarat University had never won a debating competition at JNU or inter-university competitions. So I think the luck was probably started from there. But coming back on, enough about me. Let's start about what is customer service, what is customer experience, and the basics. So first of all, why even get interest in customer service or customer experience? So here are some of the facts, because you guys are driven by facts. This is from UK Institute of Customer Service, that 58% of the customers are actually willing to pay more, and about 86% are willing to pay for a better customer experience. Remember, 58% for the excellent customer service, 86% for a great customer experience. But does that make profit? So here are some numbers. UK Institute of Customer Service does a survey of about 275 large organizations of UK in 13 different sectors. And they have what you call the sectoral average scores. I don't know, say automotive is doing 75% customer satisfaction or something like that. So if you compare the organizations which have higher than the index in their sector, they have a higher earning before tax and depreciations, they have higher gross margin, they have higher revenue per employee. So in some sense, it is not just that the customers are more willing to pay, but it seems, numbers say us, that there is a direct link between profit, revenue, and productivity. So I think I have made my case on that. But first, let us understand what is customer service, customer experience, and where do contact centers fit into that. Firstly, what is customer service? In essence, customer service is mostly reactive, with what customer initiates as an interaction. So basically, customer contacts you face-to-face, by phone, email, anything, and says, this product is not working, I have not received my order, I'm not happy with this, or thank you, but you have charged me more, something like that. Remember, customer service is for customers. It is only for existing customers. And it is mostly focused on directly supporting the customers. So then where do customer experience come into? Let me start with an example of Patang restaurant. Hopefully, મોટા ભાગના તમને બધાને ખબર છે પતંગ રેસ્ટોરન્ટનું. તો સમજો કે તમે પતંગમાં ગયા, you went for a dinner, you booked well, you went into the first, whatever, 7:30 start or 7 o'clock start or something in the evening. By the time you reach there, તમે પહોંચ્યા, ચાલુ parking બધું બહુ, was a trouble. But anyway, it took your 10-15 minutes to find a decent parking. You park there, you reach at the reception, there was a queue, but the receptionist was very polite, found your details, you have a booking, took you to the lift. તમે પહેલી 15 મિનિટ તો ખોઈ જ છે. ઉપર ગયા, great food, great views, you enjoyed it. Next day તમે તમારા મિત્ર સાથે વાત કરશો કે કોઈ રિલેટિવ સાથે, તો તમે શું કહેવાના? યાર મજા આવી ગઈ, lovely food, great views, પણ બોસ પાર્કિંગનો લોચો છે, થોડો ટાઈમ વહેલા કાઢીને જજો. Remember this example when I then talk about customer experience. Now, what is customer experience then? Customer experience is both proactive and reactive, and let me explain what I mean. Customer experience is also for the potential customers, detractors, the customers who do not like your service, and existing customers. So, simple vastu, jo proper Gujarati dhanda walo patang no owner hoy ne, if he sees review, what he will do? He will work out a way to find decent parking or put an alert to the customers કે ભાઈ તમારું 7:30 નું બુકિંગ હોય ને તો એ તમને 6:30 કે 6 o'clock એક ટેક્સ્ટ મોકલશે કે બાપુ પાર્કિંગ માટે 10-15 મિનિટ લાગી શકે, પ્લીઝ અરાઇવ અ બીટ અર્લી. Remember, potential customers, even before you bought, even before you entered Patang and paid and became customer, your customer experience journey has already started. A sensible businessman will look at customer experience and not just customer service. So, to put it simply, everything a customer goes through, even tamaru patangnu booking karta pehla tame Google ઉપર ગયા અને એનો ફોન નંબર શોધ્યો, search engine optimized website છે કે નહીં, even before you became customer, that is what customer experience about. Everything. So now you think about Patang and customer experience. There is a difference between customer service. Customer service is તમે રિસેપ્શન ઉપર પહોંચ્યા ને તમને સારું ફૂડ ઓન ટાઈમ સર્વ થયું, ગુડ પ્રોડક્ટ, ગુડ ક્વોલિટી, વેરી પોલાઇટ સ્ટાફ. That is customer service. Customer experience is somebody who thinks about your entire experience at every step, even before you become a customer and even after you become a customer. So where do contact centers fit in? Contact centers are more or less delivery vehicle of customer service. But the key point in contact centers one need to understand is, and always the debate is about, should you keep it in-house? Should you outsource it? And I will touch that point in the subsequent steps, but I think we are reasonably clear in terms of the difference between customer service, customer experience, and where do contact centers fit in. So with that, allow me to start with customer service delivery. How do you deliver a great customer service? So, firstly, understand one thing. તમને બધા જ એવું કહે છે કે customer service એટલે cost center, ખર્ચો. You have to spend on that, and it just cost center. How can you cut down the cost? Think of it as a good manager. To some extent, that is true also. But there is another way to do it as well, what I call value center. Let us first see what is cost center or cost focus. So in cost center, you first work on demand-led resourcing. When I say demand-led resourcing is, આખું વર્ષ, every month, every day of the week, you will not have the same amount of customer service demand. And if you are a large enough organization, you need to work out intra-year, intra-month, intra-week, intra-day, intra-hour, what is your demand? And if it is large enough, great contact centers or large enough contact centers will have what is called demand-led resourcing. They will have already planned that what is going to be demand, on a Monday, 3 months down the line at morning 11 o'clock. And you keep only that many people on the job at that time. That is where you remove what I call the flab. Because you are resourcing exactly as per requirement, you don't pay extra. Second part is what happens if you have peaks. So there is another way. कि तुम्हारी दर महीने तुम्हारे 60, you need let's say 60 people to service your customer service needs, but 3 months in a year, it becomes 90 people. Now you have a way to look at it. You can outsource your peak demand. So say those 3 months you hire 30 people from another department rather than hiring 90 people for the whole year. That is one way to doing it. And the third, in the cost focus, you look at what I call efficiency through expertise. You work out કે ભાઈ જે bill ને payment નો જે હોય એની એક અલગ ટીમ બનાવી દો. They are expert in that. What will happen is they will finish bill and payment calls ફટાફટ. Rather than 3 minutes, they will finish in 2 minutes. That is 33% of your savings. Seems sensible, works fantastic within a reason. So let us look at what is then the value center. For value center, we'll look at value addition. So yes, you will look at demand-led resourcing and outsourcing peak demands and efficiency, but you will also look at investing into tangible returns. Can you do some ancillary sales? Can your contact center do and work, or customer service team can work on retentions? Because remember, that is a cost of customer acquisition. So rather, તમારા service વાળાની પાસે already customer problem લઈને આયેલો છે. Can you have retention as one of the key outcome? Why spend on customer acquisition? Collections. Yes, customer will contact you when you have charged more. But can you use your customer service to reach out to them in a proactive way or in a nice way and say, boss, you have missed your payment. Can you make it in a, quickly and prevent the future payment issues? And the next one is investing into customer experience. That is intangible value addition. Can you provide, for example, premium service? There are two different ways. Your call may be answered in 30 seconds and your call may be answered in 2 minutes, depending upon what type of bank customer you are, for example, or insurance customer you are. Can you work on net promoter score? Can you create brand loyalty? Can you create customer loyalty? Those are the things, those are intangible ones, difficult to quantify, but in a measurable way, a customer service team can work. So point being, control the cost, but if you can use your customer service to add value in both monetary terms and intangible terms, then you can actually develop your customer service as a value center rather than cost center. And a lot of organizations are doing this. This is no rocket science, but some are not. So first, let's get into some of those demand-led resources. What does that mean? In some sense, how do you arrive at that? So let's say you are a new manager and you have to make demand-led resourcing. You talk to your boss saying, boss, aapne demand-led resourcing karvu je. Okay, chal, work out. How will you do that? So you always start with what was your last year's contact demand? You apply your business growth. What is going to be channel growth? Because you may have added new channel or something, which will be disproportionate growth. You will also have some product or change support. So you will have some impact on those contact volumes. Work out what is going to be the total demand. Based on that, then you also work on avoidable contact reduction. Yeah, if everybody is missing the payment, can you send a reminder to them 1 week before or 3 days before the payment? You will see the drop in demand by 30, 40, 50, 60%. So you work out some way to remove the contacts. You also remove incidental adjustment. Let us assume that last year ni contact demand barabar છે, પણ last year 2019, okay, let's see the end of April, there was a particular situation because of election voting. People were voting, so there was a less demand. So you need to factor that. Don't assume this year is also going to be less demand. So you adjust your incidents. And then you overall arrive at a demand. Once you have demand, then you can convert it into, depending upon your service levels. And there are some great algorithms called Erlang and some pretty easy. You can Google it, doable. It will need some work, but you can arrive at exactly how many people you need by hour of the day, of the week, of the year. And once you have understood that, at least you can use to work out, say, annual leave. જ્યારે ડિમાન્ડ ના હોય ત્યારે વધારે લીવ આપો, જ્યારે ડિમાન્ડ હોય ત્યારે લીવ કેન્સલ કરો. Just as an example. The second part is always tricky, which is what I call tangible returns. It's easy to say, okay, use your team for sales. But remember, it has to be sales through service. And secondly, if you are thinking of selling through contact center, work out why you want to do it. Because the last thing you want to do is to disappoint or mess up with your existing sales and marketing team. So you work out very clearly what you will sell, how you will sell, what impact it will have on your average handling time, what training you will have to deliver, etc., rather than rush into doing that. The second part is, let's say you want to do collection, think very well. Do you want to have a dedicated collection team or collection as part of the deliverables? And then based on that, you work out what is your average handling time, what will be the impact on, your training, your business improvement, your rest of the stuff. The third being retention. Again, think of it. Do you want a dedicated retention team, or retention will be part of the deliverable? Because both will have different operations, different demand pattern, different training requirement, everything will be different. And the next is always think of your customer behavior change. People will move, અને તમને ટેકનોલોજી સોલ્યુશન વાળા એમ જ કહેશે કે બોસ, take our text solution or WhatsApp solution or this solution and your demand will drop. It will not drop. Your voice customer will still call you. The fact of the matter is that more channel you add, more customer contact will happen. So think well and think of the customer behavior change, and instead try to invest into something which is like an app which may increase your customer contact volume but can still reduce your cost. So think of the customer behavior change at every step, from inquiry to acquisition, and then add those up. Next, when you talk of customer experience and NPS and premium service and all, everybody will tell you, okay, deliver good service level, you will receive good net promoter score. And that is to some extent true. You can see the linkage. I've actually put some factual data of a particular organization. Now, is it all about service level? કે તમારો call જે જલ્દી જવાબ આપે, કે તમારી email ફટાક દઈને જવાબ આપે, is that what customer experience will get you? Not really. Customer experience is something beyond that. So remember when I talked about differentiated service or premium service that banks provide? To some extent, there is a logic. જે customer તમને વધારે revenue આપતો હોય અને થોડીક વધારે સારી service આપો. Makes sense? Second, and net promoter score or NPS. Yes, it works with the service level, but there is also something to do with the overall business improvement. Remember parking. તમે પાર્કિંગનો પ્રોબ્લેમ સોલ્વ નહીં કરો તો તમારો નેટ પ્રોમોટર સ્કોર એક હદથી વધારે ઉપર નહીં જાય. If you are Patam, I'm just giving as an example. Channels, I think I enough talked about it, and extending channels. When I say extending channels, is web chat is very good as a customer service, and you may have great web chats option. But very few people think of web chat as a sales support function. जब તમને જો ખબર હોય કે your sales conversion on particular web pages is just 10%. અને તમારી sales team નું off peak period, let's say, is June or July. Why don't you provide good training and try out at least? કે sales support ઉપર કોઈ આવે, just check. Are you okay, sir? Is there any question I can answer? I can assure you your sales conversion will increase. So think about extending channels in a sensible way. And next being non-contact center touch points and adding them, expansion of that. I've put an example of RAC, which is a breakdown service provider here. So Nissan Motors that Preet kindly spoke about, one of the organizations where I worked, and we won a lot of things in contact center and complaint management. પણ અમારું કસ્ટમર સર્વિસ રેન્કિંગ સિગ્નિફિકન્ટલી ઇમ્પ્રુવડ because of one particular change we made. જ્યારે કસ્ટમરની કાર બ્રેકડાઉન થાય તો biggest problem was battery. So what I worked in the background was making sure that the breakdown service provider, when they reach there to support the broken down car, has a spare battery with them. Now imagine the change in customer experience. બેટરી ખરાબ થઈ જાય, ગાડી પેલા ટો કરીને લઈ જવી પડે, 2 કલાક ગરાજને ટો કરવા માટે થાય ને 2 કલાક પછી 3 કલાક ગરાજમાં બેટરી બદલવા માટે થાય, all to just change a battery, which can be done in 10-15 minutes at the broken down place. Significantly improved. We became one of the top 15 most improved customer service organization within 6 months of introduction of this. So my point is, when you think of customer experience, think of even the non-contact center touch points and some sensible, simple changes. So the optimized customer service. So remember the cost center model, demand-led resourcing, efficiency through expertise, some percentage you outsource for the cost efficiency. Yep. Value center model, you will have demand-led resourcing. Yeah. You will have operational efficiency. In fact, you can have operational efficiency through target operating model, which means everybody does everything. You can do it that way rather than billing wala billing kare, I don't know, order kya che, chasing wala ye kare. No, you can have everybody doing everything. Most of the banks are now doing that. Mortgage, loan, current account, overdraft, everything is done by a single person. And you can have great efficiency. More investment in training, but you can have efficiency. And you can, instead of outsourcing for cost efficiency, you can outsource for outcomes. And I will come into that, what I mean. And of course, value addition, I think I have spoken enough about that. But if you really want a good value center model, you look at cost and value addition both. And when I say outsource for outcome, is not just outsource to reduce your cost, but think of outsourcing with a partner with the deliverables on sales, on customer retention, on customer experience, on customer loyalty points, and also for employee experience. And I will come to that later on, but that's where you can go. This will be properly optimized customer service delivery model. So all the previous slides, let me go back, are all about if you are head of, let's say, customer service department, and how will you deliver that, right? All of these optimized things. But let's be fair. Let's say you're starting now and, you are not there. You can advise your boss, but you are not there. So what it will take to be a successful manager, beginning with. And there are key skills or focus areas that I would suggest you need. People. A lot of people will say, when you read, oh, people are everything, this, that. And in my opinion, we in the sense, people coming from, don't take me wrong, ભારતમાં જ ભણ્યો છું, અને one of my biggest handicap, let me put it this way, was people management. કારણ કે યાર, you join as a management trainee, તમે manager બનો 6 મહિના 12 મહિનામાં, you already have 4 people calling you boss. I mean, you are good in people management, aren't you? Don't ever think of that. And whatever investment you can make in all those models, all those technologies, if you cannot take people along with you, loyally, committed, everything else will fail. Trust me. People make it happen. Not technology, not great facilities, not all those techs and apps and all that. It's people. And then comes processes. Most of the companies design processes because it works for the company. Think and design the processes that work for customers. Technology, of course, and it's a great enabler. Technology you can leverage technology to deliver a lot of things. It's a great enabler. Training and coaching. Now, this is another handicap I had. Training to training department nu kaam je. Is it my problem? The કોચિંગ તો બધા ફૂટબોલ કોચ ને ક્રિકેટ કોચ કરે. ઇઝ ઇટ માય પ્રોબ્લેમ? It is actually your problem. Until and unless you can show your team member how it can be done, you are not going to move further. Trust me. Facilities. Again, HR nu ne admin wala nu kaam je. Is it my problem? If your team members headset do not work, it is your problem. Has to work. Because that's your job, to support them. And culture. This is the most difficult thing to change. દરેક ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનનું કલ્ચર હોય અને you can only do so much, but until and unless you have a customer-centric culture, you will not be able to make big impact. And I will come on some of the details. So, firstly, people. પહેલી વસ્તુ તમે કોઈને એમ કહો કે ભાઈ આ કરને તેમ કરને આમ કરને તેમ કરને એટલે તમને કહે કે ના કહે એ જ વિચારે છે કે એમાં મારું શું, what is in it for me, મને શું ફાયદો લા. So remember, people will talk about leaders and managers and are you a leader, what is your leadership style and what is your management style. Key difference practical life ma, leader sells you a dream and shows you, leader sells you a dream and convinces you that you can actually do that. જેસલમેરમાં રણમાં બેઠા બેઠા એ તમને એવું કન્વિન્સ કરી દે કે ભાઈ આપણે છે ને બોટ બનાવી જોઈએ અને બોટ બનાવીશું તો જ્યારે વરસાદ આવશે ને પૂર આવશે ને ત્યારે આ રણમાંથી આપણે બહાર નીકળી જઈશું, ત્યાં સુધી આ કૂવાનું પાણી પી લો. That is a leader. Then what is a manager? Manager, essentially a good manager is about allocating right task to the right person. What is right person? The person who has the right skill. જે માણસનું સારું સુથારી કામ હોય એને સુથારનું કામ આપ, જેનું લોહારી કામ હોય એને લોહારનું કામ આપ, જેનું મેજરમેન્ટ સારું હોય એને મેજરમેન્ટનું કામ આપ. And then he allocates right task to the right people to build that boat. To be successful, you will need both. Good leadership, because only when you are a good leader, you can convince people to do what you want them to do. And good management, because તમે જો right માણસને right વસ્તુ ના આપી તો you can spend double, triple, 4 times the same efforts and you will still not be getting your boat. Remember? Next is emotions, commitment and respect. Remember, people are full of emotions. And what you want from them is commitment and respect. And that will not come because you are the boss. Probably they may be disliking you. Because એમણે ત્યાં 15 વર્ષ કામ કર્યું હોય, તમે નવું MBA કરીને આયા ને એમના મેનેજર બન્યા. Why should he like you? He knows even his job better than you know his job. There is no reason for that person to like you. Forget respect you. Now you have to make sure that you earn that respect and you earn that commitment. And you can convince them that they must do that. And let me share one story about success and failures. And I have met this man, Ian Woodall. I don't know whether you know or not, but Ian Woodall was the first South African to climb Mount Everest. And he was climbing Mount Everest for, I think, second or third time. First time he failed. And he was just, and he told me this story. I met this gentleman, great man. So he was just one level below the Mount Everest, no final climb je hoy. And there was a massive snowstorm. And he had a satellite phone. And એ બચાઈ રાખેલી એની બેટરી ને બધું. પણ the phone rang અને આ લોકો રાત્રે કેમ્પમાં, he was there and the phone rang and he picked up the phone. And Nelson Mandela was in his first or second year of presidency. So, hello, Nelson Mandela, એટલે પેલા કીધું, please hold on, president is going to speak to you. President spoke to him, Nelson Mandela. And he said, Ian, remember one thing. Tomorrow, Ian kidhu emne ke bhai, I'm in this situation, there is a massive snowstorm and I may have to cancel the final climb, because if it is too harsh, then I just cannot climb. I will have to come back. It will be a second or third failure. And remember, this was a new, in some sense, a newly free country. There was a lot of hopes. A lot of South Africans were looking forward to that. So Nelson Mandela told him, saying, don't worry. Tomorrow morning, you see how it goes. If it works, fine. If not, come back. We will try again. You have my back. When you come back on the airport, I will still be there with you. I will be there for you, whether you climb Mount Everest or you do not climb Mount Everest. And then he said, I don't want to take much of your time. Actually, you have got only 15 minutes on your satellite phone. So the remaining call, I'm going to transfer to your family. Talk to them. And he actually let him talk to his family for the rest of the time. Of course, next day morning, Ian Woodall made his best attempt. He climbed Mount Everest, and the rest is history. The point is, if you want to earn that respect, that commitment, that emotion, curb your urge to take credit. Give credit to your team members who have actually worked to make that happen. If you do that, you will start earning their emotions in a positive way. And then, if they fail and you own up and you go to your boss and say, I'm sorry, we have failed, or my department has failed, or I have failed, rather than XYZ has failed, you will earn their respect. And remember one thing, people may not like tough bosses, but they don't leave tough bosses, or they do not hate toughness. What they hate is fairness. Be clear that you are fair to everyone. That is the trick. You may be tough, but if you are tough to everyone, people will tolerate you. If you are tough to 3 and, pally to the 4th one, they will hate you. You have lost your credibility. Fairness is the key to success in managing people. Be fair. Then even if you are tough, people will tolerate you. Look at the joy of that team. Look at those faces. That's what you will get when you have that type of people building that commitment, giving their best every day. But you will have to earn that. Enough of that. Processes and making them customer-centric. So firstly, I give you an example. We had a great process in one of the organizations. We were doing what I call first in, first out. Yep, makes sense. We changed it to regional, and I will explain you why. Based on the different region, not for sake of it. We had a small team of about 50 people working with 220 outlets, 220 garages, and everyone was chasing every garage manager in, first out basis. If you make it regional, each team will be actually contacting just about 20 or 30 or 40. You completely change the efficiency. The second, we gave the direct contact number. A lot of companies will send you email. Oh, feel free to get in touch with us, customer service team, and the team's email address and team's phone number will be there. Can you provide direct landline number of a person you can talk? Technologically, it is possible. Imagine the difference you make in building that customer trust. Massive. Massive. Question everything. If you are a new management trainee ever in any organization, of course that goes under, but especially with processes, question why do we do that? I can guarantee you 7 out of 10 people will tell you, oh, because that's why we have always done it. Question everything. Technology, of course, you can use technology to increase the service delivery channels, and you will work on that as you grow in your stature. But some of the simple things you can do at a just management level, just second, third, fourth year of your management, first year of management is, if you have FAQ on the website, can it be dynamic? What I mean by dynamic is, every day, J maximum query ho, A top upar jaye, the second most, second, the third most, third. And it keeps being revised every day. And you don't have to put a person on that. There are simple algorithms, there are simple solutions available. It will really not cost you much. It's a cheap and cheerful option. But imagine કારણ કે over a period of time, customer will be looking for different things. Why your question one should always be the first one? Why it cannot be dynamic? Because as the customer keep changing what they are looking for, you are still making the most. So what you are doing is, on an average, you are reducing your customer's time spent on finding the right information. Simple solution. You can leverage CRM for the proactive service. તમારી પાસે CRM છે અને તમારી પાસે કસ્ટમરનો ફોન નંબર છે. I was just giving. Can you leverage that to send the text in a proactive way? Easy. One-to-one email interface. Now, this is an old technology actually. તમે ફોન ઉપર ના આપી શકતા હો ડાયરેક્ટ ફોન નંબર, એટલીસ્ટ ઈમેલ ઉપર તો ડાયરેક્ટ આપો. A same person answering the same email to the same customer. All it takes, trust me, is probably a software which is going to the company cost probably 1 lakh rupee, or maybe less even in today's world. But if you have a team of 100 people or 50 people, imagine the impact you are making. Every time you see your email is coming back from Prashant and you are answering to Prashant as a customer, massive change. And you can always use technology for very good coaching. There are very good solutions, and of course first contact resolutions, and I can go and on and on. When it comes to coaching, I will share some of the facts of Kimberly-Clark, one of the great company. But remember when I said you have to do coaching and why you should do coaching, here are some of the facts. Is the first graph, coaching improves performance. You can see the facts in yellow, the top right corner. The second is it actually improves business performance as well. So not just individual performance, but business performance in terms of productivity, retention, quality, all of that. But when it does, and the last bottom right corner graph is when it is done by your own manager. So whether you like it or not, get into this. If you can coach your team, you will see improvement. For me, it was a handicap. I'm not shy about it. I went through a proper coaching training. And even after that, I did not feel comfortable. But once I got into that, I learned it. So you don't have to like it, but you should learn it. Facilities, I think I gave an example of headset, but in customer service and contact center, displays, everything is important. And it doesn't have to be the most expensive, but it is necessary. Second thing is hygiene and good office atmosphere. So good chair, good air conditioning, good PC. These are necessities. Usual, our attitude, अरे यार छोड़ना करना problem adjust करना थोड़ा. No, he shouldn't. She shouldn't. क्यों करे adjust? You are the manager. You fix it. Also think of logistic. And I give this one example. I had 2 outsourcers in one of my organization. One in Johannesburg, one in Pune. The Pune one never had time-keeping problem. Johannesburg, they had time-keeping problem. Salu time ઉપર માણસો હોય જ નહીં. I mean, હોય પણ less. What was the solution? Neither Johannesburg nor Pune has very fantastic public transport service. But what Pune outsourcer had done, કે એમણે એમની બસ સર્વિસ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝ કરી હતી, એમ્પ્લોઈઝને પિક કરતા હતા, ટાઈમસર ઓફિસમાં લઈ આવતા હતા. Johannesburg, they were not doing that. My point is, if you are opening a customer service department, you will think કે યાર ક્યાંક એવું દૂર રાખને જ્યાં આપણે ખર્ચો ઓછો થાય, સસ્તામાં ઓફિસ મળે. પણ જો તમારી પબ્લિક ટ્રાન્સપોર્ટ ત્યાં સારું નહીં હોય અથવા રોડ સારા નહીં હોય તો વરસાદમાં ધ્યાન રાખજો બોસ. People will not be there. Your service level will go for a toss. Culture. And how do you make customer-centric culture? There is no easy answer to this. But you can start with firstly reporting customer satisfaction, then building rewards with that. Bonus or to link CSAT score with the bonus. Recognition, bonus ના પણ હોય, બધી વસ્તુમાં પૈસા નહીં ખર્ચવાના. મંથલી સર્ટિફિકેટ તો આપો જ અને કોઈ કસ્ટમરે સારું એપ્રિશિએટ કર્યું હોય. People take pride in that. Seriously. અને જેનું નેગેટિવ આવતું હોય, don't be afraid. Ask them, boss, problem શું છે? Retrain them if they don't know something. Coach them. You have to keep doing that. Because સારું પરફોર્મ કર્યું, સારો કસ્ટમર ફીડબેક આવ્યો, તમે એને એપ્રિશિએટ કર્યું, ને જેનો ખોટો આવ્યો અને તમે એપ્રિશિએટ ના કર્યું, you are not being a fair boss. You have to address it. People have to understand both carrot and stick. That's how you change culture. So let's come to great customer experience. How do you deliver that? Now remember, this is not just about running a customer service department or being a manager, delivering great customer experience. So customer experience, remember I said it involves everything, even before a customer became your customer, and it touches every touch point. Firstly, you do customer journey map. What a customer goes through before becoming your customer, at becoming your customer, after becoming your customer, and after stopping being your customer. Every interaction, ketli email, ketla phone. Do you even know how many calls a customer has to make to pay a bill? Or how many times he has to log in? Just number. Now imagine that customer's pain. And then once you understand that, you design. તમે પોતે કસ્ટમર હો, તમને શું જોઈએ? તમને કેવું ગમે? Simple. Design that way. તમારી what you do internally is your problem. That's not customer's problem, yaar. You must design customer journey based on what customer should like. અને customer તો એ જોશે કે બોસ એમેઝોનમાં ડિલિવરી આવવાની હોય ને, તમને 2 કલાક પહેલા ટેક્સ્ટ આવે છે કે હમણાં આવે છે પેલો ડિલિવરી વાળો. ઉબર મેં બુક કરી હોય ને તો I can see where that taxi is. That's what customer is expecting. તમે એક્સપેક્ટ કરો છો ને ઉબર થી, એમેઝોન થી. So you put yourself in customer shoes and design that way. And then not only design and work out your processes and delivery model, but measure, is it actually working? Because there will still some things will not work, or it may go out of order. And customer experience measures, again, how do you measure it? There is something called Net Promoter Score. Basically, customer feedback form ma puche ke how likely you are to, recommend our service to friends or family. That is basically Net Promoter Score. Anything in 1 to 10, anything you receive up to 7 is useless in the sense, basically it's of no value. The people who actually promote your product or service are the one who score you 9 or 10. જે તમને 1 થી 7 આપે ને, you are going to lose that customer sooner or later. 8, you will retain them, but they are not going to get you new customer. 9 or 10, they are your promoters. Before NPS or Net Promoter Score, there was customer satisfaction score, CSAT score. How satisfied are you with the service? Good measure, but what it tells you is, am I happy with that or not? Yeah, I am, but does that mean I'm going to talk good about you? Maybe, may not be. And any party NPS are you? But what is more important now is customer effort score. I don't know about India, but in UK and largely in US, eBay is far more successful than Amazon. Or is it? Who is more successful? It's actually Amazon. eBay ma તમને એ જ વસ્તુ સસ્તી મળશે, cheaper. Do more people buy from eBay or more people buy from Amazon? More people buy from Amazon. One of the key is it is easy to do business. Customer effort. They have to put in less effort. People don't have to think ક્યારે મારી delivery આવશે. You know it. You receive the alerts. You know where it is. Customer effort score. That is the most important measure in today's world. And of course, the delivery. You have to keep learning from what customer is telling you and continuously improve. That's how you deliver great customer experience. Small and medium enterprises, let's say badi company, they are not going to be the large India Bulls and HSBC and all that, but a small or medium sector enterprises. How do they deliver customer service excellence? So remember 3 things that a customer service excellence and company બંનેને જે જોઈએ છે. પહેલી વસ્તુ આપણો ગુજરાતી માણસનો કઈ બી આપણો ધંધો હોય તો આપણે શું જોઈએ કે I should be the best company a customer should buy from. Right? મારા સેક્ટરમાં. For that you have to deliver great customer experience. પણ એ કેવી રીતના ખબર પડે? So you work out what is the customer experience before purchase, on purchase, on using product and sales, And how do you figure it out? You can have, your service levels, contact centers, your first contact resolution, your email turnaround time, etc., which is the normal service level. So are we providing good customer service? And next, are we providing good customer experience, which is customer satisfaction score, net promoter, customer effort score. The second વસ્તુ, બીજી વસ્તુ આપણે જોઈએ કે બેસ્ટ કંપની ટુ ઇન્વેસ્ટ ઇન. યાર મારી શેર પ્રાઇસ વધવી જોઈએ. કસ્ટમર તો લઈ જાય, કસ્ટમર તો આખું ચાંદ તારા બધું જોઈએ. But is it profitable? So then you also look at what is my cost per contact. Then you improve. You think what is my cost per customer? Then you think what is my cost per customer life cycle, because a customer is not only buying once. And if you are smart enough, then you actually arrive at customer service cost per your 1,000 rupee revenue. Actually, what is your overall cost? Doesn't matter what type of the customer. The next, it's not just about cost. Remember, value center. So each customer service પાસેથી બીજી નાની મોટી એની ancillary products વેચી શકાય. એ customer retention શું કરે છે? Rather than customer acquisition ઉપર ખર્ચો કરું, add the value. And also look at intangibles. Yeah, word of mouth, customer loyalty, reputation, all that. Best company to work for. અને મોટા ભાગના આપણા સેઠ એમ કહે છે કે આનું શું બધા એમ્પ્લોયને માથે ચડાવવાના છે? આનો શું મતલબ? બેસ્ટ કંપની ટુ વર્ક ફોર. એમને સારું એસી આપો, સારી ગાડી આપો, સારો પગાર આપો એટલે એ કહેશે કે બેસ્ટ કંપની ટુ વર્ક ફોર. Is it? It's not. Firstly, you have to be a fair employer. You have to offer competitive price, but not too much. Competitive. If you want competitive people. But most importantly, you have to keep them engaged. તો કેવી રીતના ખબર પડે કે આ એંગેજ છે કે નહીં? So one way is, what is their unplanned absence level? Employee engagement score ને બધું તો મોટી કંપનીમાં હોય, પણ unplanned absence તમને ખબર પડે કે એમ્પ્લોયી કેટલો ખુશ છે કે દુખી છે. બહાના આવે જ નહીં. તમારો સ્ટાફનો એટ્રિશન રેટ, જે લોકો ખુશ નહીં હોય ને તમને બોસ કહેશે પણ અલ્ટિમેટલી છોડીને બીજે જશે. What is your attrition rate compared to others? This is how you measure. And the reason you should work towards that is, તમારી પાસે જો well trained, long term, committed employees નહીં હોય તો આ ગમે એટલું તમે કસ્ટમર સર્વિસ ને કસ્ટમર એક્સપિરિયન્સ ને બધામાં ઇન્વેસ્ટ કરશો, ખર્ચો કરશો, મથી જશો, it will not be sustained. એ લાંબુ નહીં ચાલે. You will lose it. So another question that all the small and medium enterprise in-house રાખવી કે outsource કરવી customer service? And there is no direct answer, or there is. First question you should ask yourself is, તમારે જે customer service કરો, is it your core competence? What are you looking for? What you are actually looking for is customer knowledge. કે customer શું કહે છે એ તમારે જાણવું છે. કસ્ટમરે બિલ ભર્યું ને એમાં એ હું માથે છે ને એ બધું, it's not. You may be making, I don't know, water coolers, air conditioner. It's not your core competence. You are an engineering company. The second is transactional versus relation. Remember the paying of a bill. કે મારો ઓર્ડર કાં છે? હવે તમે ટ્રેડિંગ કંપની છો, હવે એનો ઓર્ડર કાં છે કુરિયર વાળાને ખબર. That is a transactional service. You are wasting your effort. તમે માણસને હાયર કરીને બી કરશો. You are spending too much because you don't have economy of scale. You are spending too much. So transactional service, you should always outsource. If you can, if you are big enough for that. પણ રિલેશનશિપ કે બોસ નવું ટેન્ડર આવ્યું છે ને પેલાની સાથે વાત કરવાની છે, સેલ્સ સ્પીચ નહીં, એને કેવી રીતના સપોર્ટ આપણે આપીએ છીએ. So that is relationship service. That you should keep in-house. And having considered both of the above, you then think, should I keep in-house? Should I keep part outsourced, fully outsourced, etc. But if you decide to outsource, then always please have selection criteria not just on cost, but also sales and service levels, customer experience, and even their employee experience. કારણ કે એમના employees જો ભાગી જતા હશે, તો trust me, you are going to hit a wall sooner or later. And plus, you should look at what is their knowledge of your sector. and do their values match with your values. Lastly, listening to the customer. खाली हमने दर quarterly के review करता हो. Don't only ask how you perform on the service level and cost and all, but ask them what my customer is telling me, even if you outsource. Because that's the most important thing they can tell you. That is where the money is. And always please treat them as partner, not supplier. If you treat them with respect, as a partner, they will treat you with respect and they will share the details, even when you don't ask. So enough of that. Technological trends. The key things you must look at is artificial intelligence. It is already there. 2017, I have been part of an organization where there is a artificial AI supported solution where basically natural voice, તમને એમ જ લાગે કે તમે એક માણસની સાથે વાત કરી રહ્યા છો અને he answers and solves most of your problem, but it is actually artificial. And if he cannot, so he will say, sorry, I'm going to, just hold on, Mr. So-and-so, I'm going to pass you to my colleague, which is when you actually speak to human. It's possible, it is already there, but it is going to grow. And one of the application of artificial intelligence is in machine learning. I will not go, I am conscious of getting conscious of time, but AI is going to stay big time in customer service. Another is robotic RPA or robotic process automation. Basically, જે વસ્તુમાં બહુ જથામણ હોય ને બહુ ચેક કરવાનું હોય ને બહુ એફર્ટ્સ હોય, બેક ઓફિસ ઇનવોઇસ ચેક કરવાનું before making payment અથવા payment check કરવાનું, so many things to check. You can actually automate it. It saves cost, it gives you more accuracy, better compliance, and it is already there. તમે એમ માનતા હો કે બેંક કે પેલા વોટર કંપનીઝ કે ઇલેક્ટ્રિસિટી કંપની તમને બિલ આપે છે, 9 out of 10 it is coming through RPA. But more importantly, the future of customer experience is going to be, let me tell you one thing, within a year or two, it will happen કે તમે એમ કહેશો કે Siri, I have to go to New York just for one day trip, book my usual tickets, book my usual logistic arrangements, and also book in the evening in New York from my wherever I'm staying a decent restaurant which serves Italian food and good German beer. And what will happen is it will work out your pattern. It will make your business class booking with your, whatever food you are preferring and the window or aisle seat. It will book the decent hotel for you based on your profile. Within 1 kilometer that, it will also book a restaurant, but over and above that, it will also book Uber to take you from airport to the hotel to the restaurant and back. And it will book the right thing for you. So that is what is going to happen. The components are already there. It will happen very quickly. That's what customer experience is going to be about. Sorry, I'm conscious of time. So just to give an overview, we already had, but have we covered? My story, why customer service? You have a fair idea of customer service, customer experience, contact centers. The key components of customer service delivery. So remember, why customer service, customer experience, the components, key components, being a successful manager, delivering great customer experience, what is customer experience and how to measure, for small and medium sector enterprises, technological trends. Thank you. Questions, please.
That was a wonderful session, Prashant bhai. We really enjoyed it, and I'm sure till now અમે લોકો જેટલું વસ્તુ શીખ્યા છીએ એ mostly sales type હોય છે કે like how you sell a product or what goes into a product, the 4 P's of marketing and stuff like that. But આ બધું these kind of aspects are so deep that I don't think any one of us ever has came across think in these dimensions, that what goes into customer service and how it's important for any organization to succeed, and it has to be a core competency. Actually, I worked in a company which dealt in hot water solutions, benchmark agencies. Actually, we also have some employees from the service team of benchmark agencies over here right now. So they used to have a dedicated line, and so all the calls and everything used to get forwarded from it. But now they are implementing technology in ways that right now service is the most essential backbone of that company. So I think that the automation and everything is going to be, we will witness all these things in Indian companies as well. And overall, it was a wonderful experience, and I think a lot of people have learned a lot from it. Now we'll take some questions. Anyone, if you are having questions, then please drop it in the chat
Right.
box.
Sorry, I can see a question in the chat saying how post-COVID this situation is going to change. So I will look at two ways. One is firstly from the customer perspective. Customer behavior will change in the sense you will have over a period of time less and less what I call face-to-face customer service demand, and more non-physically face-to-face customer service demand. So give one example, a great company that sells about 50 to 60% of the payroll software in UK has very creatively used GoToWebinar tool and actually run a webinar series continuously to support the March ending peak in this COVID situation for the queries and supported people. Now that's a very creative, it's a free tool, gotowebinar.com. It's a very creative way of using that. So customers are not interested in face-to-face or less interested and scared, I understand. So customer behavior will change towards non-face-to-face things. Secondly, customer service delivery will have to change accordingly. And thirdly, customer experience will change drastically. Customer will trust a hotel more if that hotel tells you that we are making sure that the tables are 6 feet apart.
Right.
And we are keeping doors open even if that means, and not running AC, even if that means that you will be too hot. You will have to change customer experience post-COVID. So that's my take.
Exactly. Even we are witnessing in deliveries that contactless deliveries have begun. Yeah. So actually, I even heard that in Bangalore, I think shopping malls are making it possible that you can book already. You can already book, like in stores like electronic stores. You can already book an appointment, and only at that time you have to go and make your purchase. So you don't have to encounter a lot of people while you are having this experience. So
exactly. And malls will have to learn that if it is winter, you don't need an AC. Switch it off, open the doors, keep fresh air.
Fresh air, exactly.
Okay, in summer I understand, but not in winter.
True. Yeah. Okay, let's take another question. Okay, I already have some questions from the form that we circulated. I'll just read it out to you. Okay, I think we already covered how to deal with customer satisfaction during pandemic phase. How to motivate ourselves to deliver best CRM experience. I think that's a little off the track, but if you can take it.
See, firstly, CRM is an enabler. Experience is something you will deliver. CRM gives you technological capability to deliver a customer experience. But you will still have to design that customer experience and think it. But what CRM can help you is make it very easy to send the proactive communication. So, for example, a CRM can make sure that if, for example, for whatever reason, let's say there is a massive rain, and you are delivering customer service for an airline company in Mumbai, right? Now, you know that everybody is stuck in the traffic. What is the point of taking off the flight now? What you can do, if you have a good CRM, is sending out a text saying, just to make sure that we get all the passengers on time. So you are not delaying because you want to delay. We are going to take this flight instead of 5 p.m. at 7 p.m. We sincerely hope and wish you make it. એ પછી પેલો ના પહોંચે ને તો એની કમ્પ્લેન્ટ ઓછી હશે. But your CRM then what gives you is ability to send one click and all the registered text receive that. So CRM can help you improve that customer experience. CRM gives you the capability. CRM can also think in lot of other things. So for example, if you are a tourism company, what we used to do is 2 days before people travel, any app upar we used to send an alert that your baggage allowance is 15 kg. And then your CRM does that automatically. I don't have to press even a click because I have designed that in such a way, right? So that is what CRM can help you to deliver great customer experience. But design of that customer experience is still your focus area. CRM is only an enabler.
Right, right. It can help
sorry, I can see one comment from Meet saying how we retain customer which had bad experience in previous encounters. Yes. Now, firstly, I think in customer experience one I was referring in value addition, manage the detractors. That's what it means. So what detractor means is a customer who is unhappy with your service. And a good customer experience management, what it does is, so some of the things that I have experienced and my team has delivered is every detractor will receive a call, not from that person, whoever took the call or query, but his manager. Not because we want to punish that person, but because the responsibility of your net promoter score is a manager's responsibility, not the employees. To some extent, yes, employees, but mostly managers. Secondly, have a decent conversation with customer, why that customer is unhappy. Thirdly, be honest. Don't beat around the bush. If you have made mistake, say sorry. If your company has made some stupid, senseless mistake, say sorry. Take ownership. That's what people want. When they are angry, they don't want you to pass to somebody else. Take ownership. I will fix this. I will talk to my accounts department and come back to you. Don't tell me accounts department will come back to you, or you need to talk to my accounts department. Please don't do that. First point of contact resolution, FTC. That is, that's what you can change that detractor. One advantage of working on that is when you convert your detractor, they becomes your strongest promoter. Exactly. If you turn around, that's how we won the best complaint management award. My team was so good at converting those complaining, the toughest customer, to our promoters. Be honest, accept the mistake if it is mistake. Or if you cannot, at least don't push them around. Take ownership, fix it. And you will always have 1 out of 1,000 customer who is unreasonable. Then tell the customer without being patronizing. એને પ્રમાણિકતાથી કહો કે બોસ ટર્મ્સ એન્ડ કન્ડિશન પ્રમાણે આટલું થાય, પણ તારી વાત બરાબર છે, ચલ તને 50 રૂપિયાનું વાઉચર આપી શકું, એનાથી વધારે નહીં થાય. But be respectful even after that. If you are reasonable, trust me, customers are reasonable. It is when computer says so, amari process આ છે, નહીં આ તમે આ ભૂલ કરી. Don't ever tell customer he made mistake. He is not going to like it. You are wasting your time and his time. So that's how you convert a bad experience. If you invest in that and you have the regular reporting and you measure people and reward people every day, every week, every month, that is how you change your net promoter score. One of the companies I introduced, my net promoter score was -3. 8 months, it became 45. Our sectoral average was 42. The reason we could do it, you have to keep working hard, converting. It's not an easy experience, it's painful. You are not going to like it till you reach it. એ તો સિમ્પલ વસ્તુ છે બોસ, જે ગુજરાતી મીડિયમનો સ્ટુડન્ટ પહેલી વખત ઇંગ્લિશ મીડિયમમાં ગયો છે ને એને નહીં ગમ્યું હોય. What do? You learn, you work, and you get out of it. Does that answer question for me? Sorry.
I hope it answers the question, Meet. Okay. Actually, yeah, I had such an experience. Right now, I'm doing my internship at Tata Telebusiness Services. And actually, Tata had one of the clients, which was, I think, a decade ago, they had a client, which was their business partner. and he used to sell Tata services to customers in Rajkot region. So actually, I am given Rajkot region right now for B2B sales. So actually, I called that person. I didn't have any idea what that person might be, if he was an existing partner or not. So I just called him and said that I'm from Tata and would you like to be our channel partner and we can do business together and such things. So first he listened to me very carefully, and then he started explaining that I was an existing customer before a decade, and then things turned out really bad. Actually, they Tata took 25,000 rupees deposit, and I even ended my business, but they have not refunded their deposit to me yet. So I had to tell him that, see, I am a new joinee, I don't have any clue, and I don't even have the data to verify it, but I'll sure take it to my senior and I'll get back to you. If I can do anything, I'll give you your safety deposit back. So that's what I told, and hopefully, let's see. I don't know how it's going to work out, but that's what I did from my side.
See, one suggestion, even if it does not work, let's say your senior comes back and say, આપણી પાસે 10 વર્ષનો account જ નથી ભાઈ, આ સાચું કહે છે, પણ verify કરીને, we are limit, public company, we cannot give 25,000 rupees back. Fine.
Right.
At least he deserves a call back and an explanation and an apology. You have to assume customer is right.
Yes.
Trust me, he may not become your customer again, but he will treat you and your company with respect કે કોઈ કે જવાબ આપ્યો. 25,000 rupees is less important for him. It is that feeling.
Exactly. So right now he is also ruining the company's business. So એને મને શું કીધું કે અત્યારે કોઈ ટાટાનો બિઝનેસ જે કરતા હોય અને મારી પાસે આવે કે આને ટાટાનો કોટેશન આવ્યું છે તો હું ત્યાં BSNL નું કોટેશન જઈને આપું, ટાટાનો બિઝનેસ બગાડું. So that's what he is doing.
That is a detractor.
Exactly. So he's not promoting, but in turn he's so vilified, he's so angry that he is ruining the business. So that's
but imagine
what
if you can turn it around for whatever. I don't know how. I don't know the details. But if you turn it around.
Yes. I tried. What I asked him is if there is anything that Tata 10 years ago was a different company. Right now the management has changed, a lot of things have changed. So if you think that you can work things out and if you get the best services, then are you willing to take this? So he was like, okay, first let me first give my answer back to me, what happened about the deposit. So that's what he's waiting for. He might become a promoter in the future. So
remember one thing, you are dealing with emotions.
Exactly.
That's all customer experience is about. The money is not the issue, it's the emotions. You treat the person with respect, you generate some emotion, positive emotion.
Exactly. I'll take one more question. Let me just read it. How salesmen convince to buyer for sales promotions? The question is a little framed in a very tricky way. I don't exactly know. Everyone purchases on need basis, hence how salesmen can convince buyers for sales promotions. I don't know what the question is.
Okay. I think I get the gist of it. Firstly, do everyone buy as per need basis? I give you before COVID and after COVID. તમારી જે need હતી ને, your needs, that is what you bought when the lockdown was. Before lockdown, you were thinking that is your need, but that's not what you were buying. So people do not buy as per need, firstly. Second, people do not pay as per need. Trust me, people pay for ease of doing business with you. I have spent about 8 years in sales and marketing. And my boss was a chartered accountant. And initially I used to say, अरे price गिराओ ना यार, बेच के दिखा दूं. बोलता है, no. Price से चीज बिकती ही नहीं है. तू बेच के दिखा. It took me some time, but I learned it hard way. Price is not what people pay. People pay for an experience. I give you another example. Need is food, book. Now I give you 3 examples. You go to Patang, then you go to Mirch Masala. Because I have given that example, I'm building on that. Mirch Masala has a theme. Patang has a different theme. View. Mirch Masala has a different theme. Right? What Patang is selling you is a view. Besides your need of food. What Mirch Masala is selling you, besides your need of food, is a theme, to some extent an experience, but the parking outside is horrible, at least on CG Road. So, but now think of Vishala. Do you even think or compare Vishala's prices with Patang or Mirch Masala? Where is the need in that? Need is food, but the experience that you go through from parking to the evening with, the performances, the music, that's what. So as a salesperson, if I have to sell, two things I can do besides need. One, build relationship. Even with the smallest of the customer, build relationship. Offer them, if he smokes, offer him a cigarette. You don't have to smoke, you carry a cigarette. That's how you build relationships. Simple things. Yeah. If you are an estate agent, if you are taking somebody to show a house, एक नींबूसनी bottle लेने जाओ साथे. That person will remember you compared to any other estate agent. It doesn't cost much. Build relationships. That's the first thing you do in sales. Then need, then comes the pricing. But if you can build relationship, एज कस्टमर भले तुम्हारी पासेથી લે નહીં પણ તમને એટલું કહેશે કે તારો કોમ્પ્યુટર તારથી 20 રૂપિયા સસ્તું વેચે છે. At least you have an answer to go back to your boss and tell him કે બોસ પેલો આપણને અંડરકટ કરે છે. At least, right? So that's my suggestion. I don't know whether that meets answer, but
exactly. Actually, I got one example. I don't know where I heard of it, but I think someone told me a story that someone went to buy a car on SG Highway. So SG Highway पर बहुत बड़ा cars ना showrooms से, if you consider Ahmedabad, right? So त्या एक car ना showroom पर गया, and what happened is they did the test drive and all the features were explained and everything was done, but still they were not really convinced. So they didn't seem convinced. They told that we'll get back to you. So that's what usually happens. And mostly एक आपकी families गई तो साथ है वो car जो आ जाए तो mostly family साथ जाए लोगों. So that's what happened. And the salesman was very smart. So what he did was he went inside the showroom and came back with an ice cream box and handed it over to the customer.
That's it. He got the deal.
Right, exactly. So you couldn't stop on any car showroom on the way back. Yeah. So that's the experience. Right. Okay. Any further questions? Let me check the chat box. Okay. No more questions. What do you think about luxury industry? How if you take a jewelry showroom, what can they do post COVID for customer experience?
Actually, luxury goods and industry are better placed to deal with COVID. Two reasons. Thanks to COVID, rich will become richer, poor will become poorer. So their customer base will grow. It's a fact. Let's not beat around the bush. It's a fact. Yeah. So their target customer base will slightly grow. Number one. Number two, even if it does not grow, let's say for some time, badana shares and a share market and niche chalu. Let's assume that happens. The second is relatively luxury market. So for example, I've been on CG Road itself on the Tanishq showroom last year when I went with my sister. Now anyway, there is not much of the crowd there. Social distancing ne humne introduce karam bahut wando nahi aave. They can do that. So they will be relatively better placed. The only thing they need to think, probably, I think, is enhancing in the value-added options. So, for example, there will still be more people. Okay, before buying a jewelry, you will want to visit Tanishq. But before going to Tanishq, because you are in lockdown, તમે કરો છો શું ઘેર બેઠા બેઠા surfing જ કરો છો. So there will be more web pages and more people looking at your web pages. All you can do is have a decent FAQ or preferably a good web chat. Just કારણ કે તમારો સર્વિસ વાળો નવરો જ બેઠો છે આમે એ બી એને કી કામ ધંધો નથી. Is there anything I can help you, ma'am? Or does that interest you? Oh yes, we can give on the, I don't know, EMI. The basic questions. Engage that person. Smile. Make them happy. There is more likelihood that that person will come back to you than doing nothing. Simple, low-cost solution.
Okay. I think that's it. No more questions from anyone's side. All right, then let's
Good.
wrap it up.
Thank you. Yep.
It was a really pleasurable experience, and if you think of us as clients of yours, you delivered the best customer experience till now, and it was really a wonderful experience. So thank you very much for being with us over here, and I thank you all who joined us today in this session. It was really a nice experience, and hopefully we'll be in touch someday when this lockdown and everything ends, and you come back to Ahmedabad. We'll have you physically at BK School of Professional Management Studies.
Yeah, pleasure will be all mine anytime for BK. And thank you for everyone for being so kind to listen. I don't know anyone who can listen me for an hour, so that's very kind.
It was a nice experience.
And enjoy the rest of the Sunday and weekend. Thank you.
Thank